Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Take 5. It is Saturday, January 21st, 2012. We're in Luke chapter 12, verse 1. In the meantime, when so many thousands of the people had gathered together that they were trampling one another, he began to say to his disciples first, "Beware of the leaven of the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy. Nothing is covered up that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. Therefore, whatever you have said in the dark shall be heard in the light, and what you have whispered in the private rooms shall be proclaimed on the housetops." All right. A couple of ways we can take this here. Jesus has a huge crowd, and he decides the important thing to focus on with this huge crowd is to warn them. And who does he warn them about? Those very people that have been teaching them and leading them for years. The religious, prideful leaders. And if that was important to Jesus to warn them about, I think it's important for me as a Bible teacher to warn you about religious, prideful leaders. Be on the lookout for them. Now, there are a few verses that tell leaders to watch out for other people. But so much of the New Testament and so much that we've read so far, if you've stayed with me since last year through Matthew, Mark, and Luke, we see Jesus warning people about religious, prideful leaders because they're hypocrites. So I got to warn you, be watching out for them. All right. Then he says something that is kind of hard to figure out. So I'm going to give you both possible explanations. He's saying, nothing is covered up that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be made known. And whatever you've whispered in the dark will be shouted on the mountaintops, that kind of thing. All right, two possibilities. All right, either he's saying, watch out for these religious, prideful leaders because they're out to get you, and the things that you think you are say in confidence, they're going to blurt out to everybody. That's a possible explanation. The other possible explanation here is he's talking about the hypocrites and those religious, prideful leaders, saying they're going to be exposed. All right, so I would suggest that you be really careful about what you tell certain people. I have messed up a lot in this area. I've said way too much. I generally talk too much anyway. But the more open you are about your life, the less this kind of stuff can hurt you anyway. So the less confidence you have to keep with people, the less things you keep in secret, the less you got to worry about damage control. The other good thing is just live a life that's open. Don't do things you're ashamed of. Then you don't have to worry about what you tell anybody. Now that's a strong, that's hard to do because we're all sinners. All right, but the main point here I want to make is the main point Jesus is making. When he's got a crowd of thousands, he wanted to warn them about religious, prideful leaders. And to serve you effectively as your Bible teacher, that's what I got to warn you about too. So be on the lookout for them. Just look at their lives. See if what they're teaching is matching up with this book. All right? It's constantly there, and you'll be a discerning Bible student if you do. All right, didn't quite go 5 minutes today, but we'll have more tomorrow on the next edition of Take 5.